In tonight's rewrite, the news media has to rewrite its pathetically unprofessional coverage of the Iowa caucus results 2 long weeks ago.
Took us a long time to get there, but Iowa GOP Chairman Matt Strawn making the announcement that Governor Mitt Romney, former Governor Romney, won the Iowa caucuses by 8 votes.
Mitt Romney wins the closest Iowa contest in electoral history, as long as we've had the caucuses, and essentially taking what was early on looking like a 3-way tie and then turning it into a 2-way tie, and now a Mitt Romney win.
The first contest, could you imagine it be this close? Any tighter, more surprising. The cover of the Des Moines Register says it all. Those 8 votes were all that separated Mitt Romney and Rick Santorum.
The nation's biggest newspapers reported it this way. The New York Times: Romney wins Iowa caucus by 8 votes. The Washington Post: Romney is pretty pleased with Iowa win. The Wall Street Journal: Romney ekes past Santorum to win Iowa. I, for one, never said Romney won Iowa because, by any reckoning, an 8-vote margin out of more than 121,000 votes cast is a statistical tie. And oh, by the way, I never forgot that they hadn't finished counting the votes in Iowa. But with Romney falsely declared the winner in Iowa by a news media that had forgotten the most basic standards of reporting, the media then set Mitt Romney up to make history in New Hampshire.
Mitt Romney has such a lead in New Hampshire that if he goes on to win the New Hampshire primary next Tuesday, he would be the first non-incumbent Republican candidate to win both Iowa and New Hampshire.
And then when Mitt Romney won New Hampshire, he was, of course, basically granted the nomination by the news media that was so impressed that he had gone 2 for 2. Now that the vote counting has stopped in Iowa, Rick Santorum turns out to have 34 more votes than Mitt Romney. 4 times the margin that Romney had over Santorum on election night. You'd think that the political media would have learned by now that it ain't over till it's over.
Stay with us. We're about to take you on an exciting and bumpy ride. All eyes on Florida at this hour, Tim. Both campaigns made an enormous investment there.
First of all, Florida went for Gore. That's the biggest thing that's happened to Gore's chances so far.
We are now able to make a projection in the state of Florida. ABC News projects that Al Gore wins the state of Florida in its 25 electoral votes.
If you take away Florida, all bets are off.
The Bush campaign is now contesting the projected victory for Al Gore in the state of Florida. We have colored that blue for Al Gore.
Stand by, stand by. CNN right now is moving our earlier declaration of Florida back to the too close to call column.
We don't just have egg in our face, we've got omelet all over our suits at this point, and on our face and everywhere else, because we awarded Florida erroneously at one point, came back and managed to make everything equal by awarding it erroneously a second time.
If you just stayed with these simple boards, you wouldn't have those problems, those high-falutin computers, Tom. This is the answer.